Okay, let's get involved.
Your money or your life? Oh, oh, what? I'm bleeding? Wanker!
Oh, that's...
Thank you, lad. Who knows what they would have done to me?
You're lucky I was just passing by.
The luckiest thing that's ever happened to me. Here, for you. Something to remember me by. And thank you again.
10 gross. I fucking remember that. Oh, wait a sec. Good fucking broken shit. I got a lot of dice. No, there's a fucking dildo. What the fuck am I still carrying that flea-ridden fucking blanket around for? Shit. We don't have enough. Fix it a bit. Now we'll go to the map. It feels like I've been doing the main quest for a while now. It's all good. It's all good. Say stuff. We've done shit crap to us.
Greetings.
He's talking to me.
In trouble again,
Scat.
are you?
I bring bad news from Kuttenberg. Eric's soldiers and the town rabble have torched the Jewish quarter. Fortunately, we saved most of the people. But I doubt they can form an alliance with us now.
Fuck. Where are they now?
Oh, Samuel and the rabbi took those who survived to Colleen.
Shit. We have to find Dry Devil and Capon and decide what to do next.
Well, Samuel said he wants to be around for that, and we should wait for him.
I see. But if he's gone to Colin, he won't be back till tomorrow. Oh well. At least we'll have time to get everything ready.
All right. I'll come tomorrow then.
Hold on. There's something I need to clear up with you. I sent Catherine to spy on Sigismund's camp. But I hear the two of you are trying to solve some murders in Kuttenberg. Did I tell her to go back to the city? Or are you gonna drop the murder investigation?
Those poor girls deserve justice. But I'm definitely gonna need Catherine's help in the city.
All right, but make it quick.
Okay, so
God, what now?
should I go do that? Samuel will be here tomorrow. Good, wouldn't he?
And to you.
Henchman. Right, double over there. Okay, skeleton horn.
I'd like to learn a new combat technique.
Certainly. I'm just about bored to death, so at least this'll make the time pass faster.
Ooh.
Today, fighting with a longsword is in fashion. And why not? It's a great weapon. But in the end, it's all just a matter of taking out that bastard who's against you, isn't it? No one asks how you did it, so I'll show you this ruse of mine.
That sounds good. Teach me that.
All right, as long as you're not all thumbs, we'll get through this quick. There's nothing complicated about
Sounds
it.
like cheaper
All
than
you need to
usual.
do is, during a deep thrust, to unexpectedly drop your right hand from the sword, and then you can get much further with your left. The opponent usually doesn't have enough time, and the tip of the sword ends up in his face like a giant stinger. Clean, fast work. And now, come and try it a few times.
Hmm.
Good, good. You could be bloody damn good, if you don't get killed first.
I'd like to learn a new combat technique.
Well, why not? And since it's you, I'll show it to you twice so you'll understand it. I've seen you fight, and you could be a bit more direct, my friend. Just forget about what it looks like, you get me? I'll show you how to take out your opponent without slitting him open from his neck to his arse. What do you say?
That sounds good. Teach me that.
Aye, I can see you like longswords too, eh? So listen, the trick is about speed and surprise. After stabbing with the sword, you immediately turn it around, and while sliding, you strike the sword's pommel forward. If you do it fast enough, the opponent won't have time to move, and you'll hit him right between the eyes. And now, come and try it a few times.
Just try it a few times.
Well, good, eh? Let it sit for a while, and you'll...
I'd like to learn a new combat technique.
Well, why not?
Yep.
And since it's you, I'll show it to you twice so you'll understand it. If you're a good lad, I'll show you one of my best tricks with a sword. Or how to quickly send the bastard who's against you to the devil. But it can only be done with a sword. And what's more, you can't have a shield in your other hand.
Oh, nice. That works well for me.
That sounds good. Teach me that.
Of course. I knew immediately that would lure you in. The main thing is to attack from above. To quickly catch the opponent's wrist and push the edge of your own sword over his blade, so it's under his neck. If you do it right, I reckon I don't have to tell you what comes next, do I? And now, come and try it a few times.
Awesome. If I can power up a bit here.
Good, good. You could be...
I'd like to learn from a master.
Where's that wine? Nor should I write it down in your diary so you'll remember it?
Again?
Always!
All right. Here you go.
Ready. What is it you want, then?
I want to see what you can do with a mace.
Ha ha! Good choice. It's better than a sword when you're up close. All right then. I'll show you a few devilish tricks.
Okay, well, don't really need to get back for him then. Back to him then now. I don't use pole arms or shit. But well, I'll just get that. Vitality. Oh, we filled this up. Yeah, whatever. Fuck off. 24 game hours. Okay, that. Oh, nice. Ready to... Neither of these really matter. Doesn't really matter, I don't use heavy weapons. Right, right, right. Fucking right, 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 left. Okay. Down, down, right. Up, right, left. Up, left. Oh, I forgot about the old knee strike. There are other skill teachers here. Right. I'll try your sausages after all.
Remember how we were talking about those sausages?
You
I don't
think
remember
twice?
this.
Nobody resists the Janusz's sausage.
I'd like to try some.
I get to work. You'll come back in some days when it is ready.
Okay.
So, have you got the sausages ready yet?
No hurry, eh? Sausages not grow on trees.
You're gonna make it
Come
that
back
fucking
when
quick.
they're ready.
Yeah.
What did you do before they locked you up?
What do you think? I steal
Oh,
food.
is he gonna teach
You
me
know
some
that,
thievery
eh?
skills?
Ah, you mean before, like back? I was locked up then.
Oh, I see you're one lucky bloke. Also for food.
No, because of war. They take me prisoner. Want to chop my head off, but then find out I am a cook.
You're a cook?
No, but they not know that. So they lock me up in Castle on Rap.
And what did you cook for them? Sauerkraut?
Lucky there was Serbian cook there. He teach me everything. If you no have blue blood, being cook is not bad, eh?
And how did it all turn out?
Cook catch plague and die. Me? I escape back to Bohemia.
Teach me something then. Maybe it'll come in handy.
It will take some time, but you give me few groschen, and I teach you what you want.
I saw that you can rob a man and leave him laughing. How the hell do you do that?
Yeah, fast fingers, not enough. You got to watch victim, and know how you distract him.
Teach me how, Janos.
We start. What God make fly?
I'd like to learn a few things.
It will take some time, but you give me few groschen, and I teach you what you want.
Just tell me what to watch out for, so I don't end up like you did.
You young, my pizzle. They never catch me if that yokel didn't shit pants and run around the yard like bitch in heat.
I get it. Even the best make mistakes sometimes, and I'd like to learn from the best.
We start. Hey!
Leveling up.
I'd like to learn a few things.
It will take some time, but you give me
Yeah, it's
few
all good,
groschen,
I got
and
time.
I teach you what you want.
Teach me a few of your cooking tricks.
Christ, I not know where to start. It's not that easy like it looks, eh?
It'll take some time.
Nothing beats good roast meat. Start with that.
All right, that will do. We start.
We start.
This may be cured.
I haven't finished with you yet, buddy.
I'd like to learn a few things.
It will take some time, but you give me some coin, and I teach you what you want.
What about that axe of yours? Show me a few tricks with it.
That is not just axe. That is fokosh. Belonged to
Fokosh.
my grandfather.
Really?
Nah, I make fun. But where I from, even old women's carrying basket. It wild place there.
Interesting. Teach me to fight with it.
We start.
Let's go.
Where they all go.
I haven't finished with you yet, buddy.
Since you know so much about food, could you teach me how to cook?
Good idea, friend. Like Bible say, man not live on wine alone. Hey, what do you want to know?
Girl sauce.
Do you have anything really festive? I'd like to make a real banquet sometime.
Ah, you my man. Why only lords should have feast, eh? But what I can teach you...
What's the good
Best
of this
thing I
one?
know for feast is showstick. You know that?
Sounds like something nasty you'd do at the bathhouse.
Funny? No, it even better. Not only feast for stomach, for eyes too.
What?
Nice special food to put in middle of table. It can look different ways. Favorite is all kinds of roasted beasts. Dragons, manticores, and stuff.
And where can I find such a beast?
There is secret in it. You cannot. You make one. Take bag of piglet, stew on a roaster's head, peacock's tail, feet from hare, and roast all together and baste with wine sauce. Crown the beast. Put boiled eggs around. You have feast for king. Eh?
That all seems pretty
You
pointless.
told me to come back for sausages. So here I am.
You must wait.
Why are there
They
two
be ready
options for
soon.
that sausage thing?
Could you teach me any other recipes?
What you would like?
Something fast and simple would come in handy. I'm always traveling somewhere, so something to fill my belly quickly.
Fill your belly? Food. Food is gift from God. Even simple food must be good. You know what? I teach you beer soup. Ready quick, and if
Beer
you
soup?
not fuck up, it tastes divine. First, you need beer, eh? But sweet, not sour piece. Tear up bread, pour beer on top, cook on fire until mush. Put bit of salt, caraway, lovage, bit of butter if you have, nutmeg, egg yolk. All done.
Okay, that's... Those recipes seem pretty pointless.
Sir Vaculin, you've had an exciting life.
Slovakia.
Tell me some stories.
Bien sûr. Your interest is gratifying and quite understandable.
Where does the name Brabant come from?
That is simple. My
guy's
compatriots
such
call
a
me
wanker.
that because I am originally from Brabant province. And the name stuck. One day, I shall tell you about my place of birth, but I am sure you will long to hear about the conquest of Arezzo, yes? Or would you rather hear how I saved the King of France from certain death?
Arezzo sounds interesting.
And so it was. That is where I earned my knighthood from the great Enguerrand de Concy himself, the commander of our Nap campaign. Enguerrand arranged his forces for battle, and I was put in charge of one of the cavalry units. Out of nowhere, the enemy appeared on our unprotected flank, and Enguerrand set me to hold them back so our main force could regroup. But I saw a gap in the enemy's main phalanx. I sounded the charge and sped forwards.
Wasn't that rather risky?
Un chevalier français fears nothing.
I reckon King Sigismund would think otherwise after Constantinople.
That was completely different. Alors, I caught them by surprise. I hacked my way to their standard and broke through all the way to the enemy's reserves. My attack sowed confusions in the enemy's ranks that encouraged the overlords who raced to join me, scattering everything in their path. And that is how we won the famous victory at Arezzo. Seeing that the force that was supposed to protect them had been routed. The city then surrendered to us. No doubt you had no inkling at Maleshov what a knight you had the honor to meet. And of course my feats on the field of battle do not end there.
A bold maneuver.
Quite right. Courage is my middle name. Just as Monsieur Chapon says, Audantes Fortuna Juva. That day I was the bravest of them all and won the day.
So you disobeyed your commander and left your flank exposed. Your attack could have ended in a total fiasco. You were lucky the others came to your assistance and your entire force didn't collapse.
I hear envy speaking, but you are still wet behind the ears. So, I can forgive you. In short, I saw an opportunity and took it. Moments like that can decide entire wars.
What did your commander have to say?
He made me a knight and sent me to the royal court to inform the sovereign of our triumph.
I reckon he wanted to get you out of his hair.
Do not talk nonsense.
What other feats have you performed in battle?
Oh, many, mon ami. For one battle does not make a warrior. It would take a week to recount them all, so I will just tell you about my second greatest feat. On the Italian field, we faced John Hawkwood, a ruthless Englishman and a fearsome warrior. Surrounded, we were at his mercy. Night fell, and we knew he would attack at dawn, and that would be it. But just then, Providence put an idea in my mind.
Did you set some kind of trap?
You could say so. Unobserved, I mounted my horse and set off to find help. And, La Dame Chance was exceedingly kind to me that day. As I rode away, by chance, I stepped off of our horses. Thinking we were trying to break through, Les Anglais went to head them off. But while the English were occupied with Myceli, our units managed to flee. I saved many men from certain death that night, and many lords from the disgrace of capture. Needless to say, I was generously rewarded for my valor.
That is indeed incredible. But you were just trying to flee, weren't you?
I wanted to bring reinforcements, but as I say, I merely follow Providence, and she guides my steps, from triumph to triumph, wherever I go. Stick close to me, Henri, and Providence will favor you too.
How did you save the King of France?
With Providence as my guide, mon ami, I came to the court from the field of battle to bring news of our victory, because, and remember this, the bearer of good news is always rewarded and cherished. But the king was in a bad mood and did not wish to be disturbed. Maybe I thought the news of our victory will dispel his ill humor.
How could you tell him if he didn't want to be disturbed?
Ha! I climbed up to his balcony and into his chambers to surprise him with the joyful tidings. And lo and behold, the king was writhing and gasping on the floor, overcome by one of his fits. Wasting not a moment, I dashed over to him and unblocked his throat, thus saving his life. In return, the king bestowed on me the title of Fée Chanson, or cupbearer, and other generous gifts. And I then spent a while in his service at court. Unfortunately, though, even the king's favor does not last forever, and minor mistakes can come to overshadow good deeds.
What happened at court that led to you being out of favor?
Well, perhaps I shall tell you some other time. Would you not rather hear about the glorious duel between Le Gris and Carouge?
Tell me what happened at court that caused you to lose favor.
Ah, a major setback and a gross injustice, mon ami. It is an unhappy memory, because it was the first time that La Dame Chance abandoned me.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. We can all learn from our failures. And I bet even your failures make for great stories.
Oui, that is certainly true. Very well, then. I suffered a combination of misfortunes all at once. But bad luck in business and on a hunt were the worst of all.
Luckery and Cargouche. Sounds like a pair of jesters.
En aucun cas. Jacques Le Gris and Jean de Carouge. These two great knights were in a legal dispute over an estate. But above all, when de Carouge was on a campaign, Le Gris fornicated with his wife. She claimed that he had raped her, while he said he had seduced him. And because everyone swore to their own truth on the Bible, The matter had to be settled by combat. First, they jousted. Then they fought on foot with sword and axe. Legris thought victory was in his grasp, but de Carouge suddenly pounced on him, wrested him to the ground, and beat him so terribly that he knocked off his helmet and cuirass. Even so, Legris refused to admit his guilt, and de Carouge drove a dagger through his neck. And if you promise not to tell, I will let you into a secret about that dagger.
Tell me the secret. I promise I'll keep it to myself.
Bien. As I say, de Carouge killed Legris with a dagger. And I found that dagger in the mud after the duel. A blessed blade, an instrument of divine justice. The dagger that ended the last trial by combat France ever witnessed. An item of great value. So, I had several copies made and sold them to rich French noblemen. That is how I first came into wealth. And I used the coin to buy the horse and armor I needed to set off in pursuit of glory in battle.
Ha! That was a good idea. I'd never have thought of that.
You still have a lot to learn, mon ami. But you're young, you have plenty of time. Just keep your mind and eyes open, like I did. It was one of the greatest things I ever saw, and I have seen a lot. Believe me, half of France came to watch, including the king himself, who then banned trial by combat in France forever. I later told the story to anyone who was interested. One of my listeners, a certain Froissart, wrote my icon down and became famous. I could have written it myself, of course, but I am happy to help others find success.
You were in business?
Of course. I come from Brabant province, home to the greatest entrepreneur of all. My birthplace gave me an unrivaled nose for coin and the reputation of a financial expert. I was nicknamed the Seer of Louvain, and also the End of Midas. That is, until I persuaded an important nobleman to invest a large sum in maritime trade with Africa. All the ships he bought sank in a tempest. He had to sell off part of his estates to pay off his creditors. Of course, he wrongly blamed me for everything and turned many influential courtiers against me. But my advice was sound. He was simply punished by God for fornicating with every wench from the Pyrenees to Brittany, bragging about it and thus bringing shame on his gentle wife. I told him as much. But some people never admit their mistakes and prefer to blame others.
A sea voyage from France to Africa? You must have known that was a massive risk.
A risk, perhaps. But think of the fortune to be made. A man must think big if he wants to achieve greatness, no?
Big ideas often lead to big trouble. Storms, pirates, sea monsters, uncharted waters. It was a disaster waiting to happen, Baron. You should have tried the Baltic trade route.
You are right. That would have been safer. But that is under Hanseatic control and there is too much competition. Africa, mon ami, that is the land of opportunity. The Arabs sell to the Portuguese via Ceuta, and they sell on to us. Just imagine selling further and trading directly with African kings, cutting out all of those middlemen. Remember this, because one day I will be proven right.
What was the hunting incident?
We were out in the royal hunting grounds when I caught sight of a white stag. There had long been rumors about it, so imagine the prestige I would have gained by getting it. I set off after it, pierced its flank with arrows, and unleashed the hounds to finish it off. When I arrived, it turned out that my aunt had not killed a stag but the horse of a lady, a court favorite of the queen's. I fell out of her favor, and all the doors became closed to me.
Christ almighty! How could you have mistaken a horse for a stag?
I did not. It was the hounds. The stag must have got away. And in their frenzy, they pounced on the poor horse.
That's nonsense.
Oh, why do you say so?
Hunting dogs are trained to go after game. They'd never attack a horse, especially hounds from the royal kennels. You must have made the mistake and set them on the horse.
Well, normally that would be true, of course, but the hounds I was given had some kind of sickness that addled their wits. I do not remember exactly. No doubt they gave me those wants of purpose. A misfortune like that, which could indeed happen to anyone, would make lesser men roll with laughter. But the other lords were afraid I would outshine them, so they were waiting for a chance to get rid of me. And that chance came along, unfortunately.
Tell me about Brabant province. Is it far from here?
Quite far. From Bohemia, you would go to Bamberg and then follow the river Main until it joins the Rhone. Then you sail down the Rhone until it reaches the sea. And there, between the river and La Flandre, you will find Brabant, with its wealthy cities. Anvers, Bruxelles, Louvain, and many others. But those three cities are the equal of Paris, Rome, or your Prague. Both the Dukes of Burgundy and the Imperial Princes would like to annex our land to theirs, because its flourishing trade has made it rich. But like everywhere else, you can only come into wealth by birth or by enterprise, which is how I did it.
How did you end up here?
Leaving the court with a modest sum, I launched to visit faraway lands. I traveled a lot, spending time in various countries, and having many great adventures. When I learned that l'Empereur Charles, that great friend of France, had built the magnificent city of Prague in Bohème, I had to see it.
So people in foreign countries speak highly of Prague?
Bien sûr! It was abroad that I heard of King Wenceslas' Silver City and its reputed vast wealth. I bought the abandoned Miskowitz estates and shares in the Kuttenberg mines. And for a time I settled here to provide for myself and wait for King Wenceslas, whom I wished to serve. But even here fate did not let me be. When Sigismund brought his army to the city, I appointed myself to lead its defense. For how better to make King Wenceslas aware of me than by saving his beloved city? Victory was assured, but the burghers had other ideas. The city was handed over to the enemy, and I with it, stripped of my possessions. I languished in captivity, until fate again stepped in by sending you to Maleshov.
Sir Vaclin, I'm surprised how well you speak our language. Where did you learn it?
Where do you think? Here, of course. Ce n'était même pas difficile. Perhaps I have already mentioned that I am guided by Providence? She endowed me with many talents, mastery of language among them. I can communicate almost everywhere in the world, and learn every new tongue in a trice. I now speak French, German, Italian, Latin, Hungarian, and Czech. Some English, though that is only a necessary evil.
Thanks for sharing your stories with me, Sir Vaclin. What do you think of our band of outcasts?
Well, I cannot say I expected to end up in this kind of company. I am more used to royal courts or at least wealthy burghers. But a man must accept his destiny as it comes.
What do you think of Zizka?
Le Chevalier Jan? Well, he's not doing badly for a minor nobleman, but I think he will never be accepted among the higher nobles and knights. That takes a lot more. Mark my words. I am a good judge of people.
I can't get Catherine out of my head. I don't understand her. I'm sure you have more experience of love than me. What do you make of her? Why is she with us?
Ah, you're right. I am a connoisseur of love like I am of wine. But for my taste, Mademoiselle Catherine is of somewhat aged vintage.
Catherine or Rose.
Though, I have to admit she's full-bodied and fragrant.
That's not really what I meant. Why is a woman like her with us?
Là est la question. I had the feeling something terrible happened to her in the past.
So do I. But what?
I have no idea. But she is fond of you, if you ask me. Try asking her, and maybe something will come of it. L'amour.
Oh, come on.
I am a good judge of people, trust me. L'amour.
What do you think of Sir Hynek?
Ah, le diable sec. A capable chevalier. But I do not trust him. There is treachery in his eyes.
You think so?
My instinct rarely lets me down.
How do you get on with Janosch and Adder?
Oh, those two. Once in Kuttenberg, I also had a servant who pretended not to understand me and thought I did not understand him when he spoke German in my presence. But he was wrong. He is no longer my servant.
How do you get on with Sir Hans?
Oh, young Lord Chapon may be inexperienced and hot-headed at times, but he's one of the few here who knows how to play chess. And I have a great respect for chess players. Needless to say, he has not managed to beat me yet. Godwin and Jeska can also play. Ah, and that devil in press clothing beat me. Merde.
Have you met Godwin?
The priest who is very skilled with a sword. Priests should not be such good swordsmen. That is what knights like me are for. In addition, he can play chess just as well as he wields a sword. And in drinking wine, he beats even the best Frenchmen. A man of talents. Or perhaps the devil is behind it.
Have you had the chance to meet my half-brother yet?
Samuel. It is strange that he joined your... our group. It is not usual for his, people. But he's certainly a good reinforcement.
What do you think of Kubienka?
A good warrior. But he has no morals and no manners, like all mercenaries.
Well, I don't think he cares much about that.
And that is just the problem. How can you trust a man who does not want to be a knight?
Tell me, how did the siege of Kuttenberg go?
Ah, mon ami, poorly,
done.
poorly. But what
Really
could I
done.
do? Stand down from
Christ.
leading the defense like a coward? After all, I had to live up to my reputation. And at the time, it did not look hopeless at all. I thought it would be enough to stall Sigismund for a while before the Allied army arrived. And that would not have been so difficult.
Only no army arrived.
Précisément. The hope for a swift end melted away, and the courage of the burghers along with it. I, who fought in 5 countries, was relieved of command, arrested, and handed over to Sigismund.
What other countries have you fought in?
In Italy, against the English, here of course, and I will tell you about the others another time. In the meantime, however, I can pass on some of my experience to you. After all, I am not getting any younger, so it is time to pass my wisdom on to future generations.
I'd like to learn.
It will take some time, and a few groschen, mon ami. Acquiring my art came at great cost, so I cannot pass it on for free. Especially now, when I have been unjustly stripped of my possessions, and I must rely only on my sharp wits. Ainsi, Valdesta, what would you like to hear?
I want to know how French knights wield a sword.
Eh bien, you, les Bohemians, you fight like lions, just like the Germans. It's all brute force and frenzied roaring. The French chevaliers are like stags, agile and majestic, but nonetheless effective for all that. They move with the grace and elegance of leaping dolphins, while their swords are as lethal as a shark's jaws. I will tell you about dolphin and shark some other time. Now, I will show you some moves so that you do not cut such a pitiful figure in combat. Allons-y, mon ami. Let us not waste any time.
The fuck, he just disappeared.
Greetings, friend. Would you care for a little discourse?
Dude.
I'd like to learn something.
It will take some time, and a few groschen, mon ami. Acquiring my art came at great cost, so
Is that
I
art?
cannot pass it on for free. Especially
It's
now
not.
when I have
haven't
been
seen much
injustly
ages.
stripped of my possessions, and I must rely only on my sharp wits. Ainsi, Valdesta, what would you like to hear?
Yeah,
Sir Vaclin,
when
no
those
doubt
red
you're a
comes up
master
for
of
the
melee
bow and arrow.
weapons. But are you good with a bow?
Am I good with a bow, mon ami? You should see me hunt in the forest of Ardennes. I once hit a bison in the eye at 200 paces. You will never be that good, of course, but I will show you how to do it. And I think, with my instruction, you should manage it at perhaps 80 paces. Allons-y, mon ami. Let us not waste any time.
God be with
A
you,
very
neighbour.
fruitful day.
Good to see you.
Is that his mum? Fucking cat. What are you doing, you idiot? Mutt. Mutt. Mutt.
What are you doing here?
It's like I'm
No.
invisible or something.
Can It's not obedient. Mutt. Okay, how can I get Mutt back? Fuck's sake.
Christ, what's the hold-up?
Hang on, I need to sit. Oh shit. Can I do that yet?
Fine.
Leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. What's this one? Speech. Fuck. Be up all night studying. Shit. Okay, we've read everything then, yeah. That we can read. Can't get that back. Put this up here. Yeah, I don't use the battle cry that often. Even though I think I used it twice tonight. Flower power. Savory. I need a lot of help with savory. Fucking hell. They're good at pickpocketing anyway. Yeah, this. Ah, fuck. Yep. Very good. Get up. It's been a while since I've been here. Fucking, they got me locked out of my room again. Yes, this is mine. Loading. Carrying around all these fucking books. Right. Yeah, that'll do. Shit, that's something I haven't fucking eaten for a while. It feels like I haven't eaten for a while. Consult this guy. Dry haze, dry beef. Couple of dried beefs.
Why the hell do they pour the beer on the table? Oh well, now just this.
Hans.
Henry! You have no idea how glad I am to see you alive and all in one piece. I was really worried about you. I prayed to Our Lady the Protector to watch over you in Kuttenberg. It's good she heard my pleas.
Thanks for putting in a good word. It definitely came in handy, because it wasn't nice at all. Lots of violence and death, countless foes. We could have easily kicked the bucket any moment.
God damn! What happened there?
I don't know if words are enough. Simply, it was just like Skalitz. Confusion, screaming, dying, and then the flames. The worst part came when the gate fell. It was as if the bloody gates of perdition opened for a moment, and hell surged into the world.
God protect us! God damn it! I should have gone there too. I could have been some use at least.
I'm always glad to fight by your side, but you wouldn't have changed anything there. There were too many of them. And when the whole street was thronged, there was no stopping it. All we could do was try to hold back Eric's people as long as possible, so the locals could flee to the synagogue. See, there's a hidden tunnel inside it, leading out of the city.
Fucking tunnels! Ugh. But thank Christ for them. What about Liechtenstein?
He's fine. And he managed to get those mysterious documents of his out. He left with the survivors for Colleen.
Praise God. He's from an old and glorious house. It'd be a dreadful pity if he got left behind. The main thing is you got out. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to thank you properly for coming to Malashov for me.
No need to thank me.
I beg to disagree, my brave and faithful companion. First and foremost, be it known that if you should ever similarly find yourself in captivity,
Doesn't he still
I
have my
swear
sword?
before our Lord Jesus Christ that I shall come for you as you came for me. And secondly, I have something here for you. A truly knightly reward for your knightly deed. A hunting bow that has no equal in the province. I hope it'll brighten your thoughts after all those horrors. It can fell the mightiest buck deer and enchant many a doe. And besides, it has attached to it an enlightening history.
Well, I'm honoured. Thank you, friend. Please enlighten me, O noble sir.
According to legend, this bow belonged by right to Margrave Jobst of Moravia, who, however, was not worthy of it. And so, fate decreed that it fell into the hands of a proper knight.
What are you saying?
When I found out that Jobst would gladly leave me locked up, it got my blood up. So, to pay him back, I relieved him of the bow in Raborsch, and it was immediately clear to me that that bow should go to none other than you.
That is certainly just, I'd say.
I knew we'd see eye to eye. It'd be great to try that bow out right away. We could ride out together on the hunt. Wine, bacon, wine, the deep woods, a quiver full of arrows, wine, shoot some deer and celebrate with wine, like we used to do back home.
We only went hunting together once.
Yeah, but it was memorable. Don't tell me you wouldn't like to do it again. But first duty, then some fun, eh? You'd better be going. Oh, Fortuna. May the best player win.
He said it was fucking good. Shit. This thing's supposed to be great. I can't fucking hit anything with it. First fucking shot with that. I'm fucking terrible with the crossbow. Oh. Hang on, this is what I was looking for. Yeah, he's still got me fucking St. Valentine's fucking sword. Sneaky prick.
Are you going to bake bread?
Samuel.
Greetings to you.
This guy, you fuck. Yeah, that way, you wanker. What?
Just a moment.
So we're gonna forget about the murders? Seriously?
That's still all right.
Oh.
You know what? Your plans are definitely more important than the business me and Catherine are dealing with in the city. Send her back to the camp.
All right, I'll see to it.
Can we start the meeting? We don't have much time.
Aye, we're all waiting for you. Right, gentlemen. I think it's clear to all of you what a shitty fucking mess we're in. We were caught off guard at Rabosh.
And they nearly fucking kill us all.
Yes, and they attacked the Jewish quarter.
Thanks a lot for reminding me. I almost forgot.
At least Henry here and Kubienka got most of the people out.
That's true. Good work, men. How did it all go down?
Well, to tell the truth, we were lucky as hell. We got there before it all started in earnest. That's why we managed to get those people out.
Lucky my arse. We gave those bastards a thrashing. They thought they'd loot and torch the whole place, but we scared them shitless.
It is nice that you found my people's suffering so entertaining. But what I want to know now is how you all intend to avenge them.
Well, what do you have in mind?
Sigismund and von Berghoff think they've got rid of us, so they'll have dropped their guard. We should attack.
You go fucking crazy? No?
Zygmunt ma za sobą całą armię, a my nie mamy nawet dość zapasów, żeby nakarmić Janosza.
Come on, lads. Jobst will bring his army soon. It'd be fucking mad to try on anything big before that.
It might take weeks for them to arrive. Von Berghoff will have found and caught us by then. We have to get rid of von Berghoff. It's because of him that we're in the situation we're in, after all.
You mean in the shit, Sir Hans? No need to mince words.
Sir Hans here is right. It's starting to piss me off the way von Berghoff's been stringing us along all this time.
That fucker is Sigismund's right hand. So we'll chop it off.
Why kill him? You know what ransom we can get for that bastard.
Are you all fucking daft? Von Berger was holed up in Malashov, so unless any of you can fly, we can't get to him.
Oh, that's true. To take a cost like that, we'd need a dozen men, ladders, and maybe also a trebuchet or cannon.
There's no maybe about it. We'd certainly need a cannon.
So we steal the one von Berghoff, use at Nebakov.
Well, why don't we just steal all the silver from the Italian court and buy our own, eh? Use your head before you open your mouth.
Hang on. Maybe Janosch's idea isn't all that bad.
How do you mean?
I recently sent Catherine to spy on Sigismund's military camp near Opatovitz. She told me von Berghoff has his cannon stashed away there. But it seems things are getting a bit out of hand
Catherine
there.
was very
So the
fucking
Prague
quick.
regiment he's in charge of
She was
is going to
very
move it to
fucking
Sedlets. And it might
That was
not be that
amazing.
well guarded along the way.
So we'll steal it, right? We'll wait till they go through some ravine, and we'll shoot at them from the rocks. The way you did to us before Nebakov.
I see you've learned something from me. But it's not that simple. What we need is for one of us to get amongst the Pragas, so he can keep an eye open and tell us when they're moving out.
And if we succeed? What then? There's 5.5 of us. Even with a cannon, that's not enough to take Malashov.
So you'd rather hide and ambush flower wagons? Are we common thieves?
No, patrzcie tylko. Jeszcze wczoraj przerzucał gówna, a dziś ten prawdziwy chojrak.
I know going up against von Berghoff is dangerous, but we have to try.
Dangerous, my arse. It's suicide.
That's enough. Von Berghoff has to die. Painfully, and above all, as soon as possible. And if there are not enough of you, this might help.
Well, well. That's a sight for sore eyes. Why the fuck didn't you show us that earlier? We could have saved ourselves a lot of blathering.
Where did you get such a fortune? After what happened?
People in Kolin decided to help. They are looking after our refugees and want to send everyone a strong signal that we will not be silenced.
Ah, so that's why you were so eager to go there.
We really appreciate it, son. Believe me.
And we won't mind if you got a couple of more purses like that.
If you will permit, monsieur, I might be able to contribute. I know a few mercenaires in this part. They may not be la cavalerie royale, but for such a purse, they will gladly tear Malishov down stone by stone.
Ah, a company of mercenaries, a surprise attack, and a cannon in reserve. We could do something with that, couldn't we?
No, not so fast. We don't have the cannon yet.
Then we'll fucking get it. We'll find a good spot for an ambush and send someone into the camp to spy on them. What about you, Henry? You'll get yourself recruited into the Prague Regiment, and when they take the cannon to Sedlitz, you'll send us a message via Catherine.
I was afraid you'd never ask. I can just see the look on von Bergov's face when we point his own cannon straight at it.
That's settled then. Henry will go to the camp. Catherine will tell you all you need to know. You'll find her in the bathhouse there. In the meantime, Ada here can go to Malishov and find out how von Berkov and his people are stationed there. But look, don't touch.
Za kogo ty mnie kurwa masz?
A lot of soldiers need a lot to eat. We'll have to stock up.
I'll go hunting. This tavern's a bit cramped for my liking as it is.
And what are we going to do?
We're going to prepare a warm welcome for the Praguers.
What do you say, Sir Hinek?
Well, what the fuck are you all sitting here for? Didn't you hear? The fun's about to start!
Henry, can I have a word?
What do you make of this Brabant fellow?
He's unquestionably a remarkable knight, that Vatalin. He rambles on a lot, though. My head nearly burst listening to him sometimes. Although it was better than being stuck there alone. Otherwise, he seems to me like a bold and worldly gentleman, if a little obsessed with wealth.
I honestly can't stand him. He's as full of tales as an old fishwife, and half of them sound very unlikely indeed.
No one's perfect. As for his constant chatter, you have to learn how to shut him up, and ideally not get locked up in one room with him. On the other hand, when Sigismund invaded, he could have easily just stepped aside and kept his nose out of it, and he'd still be sitting pretty in Miskovitz. Instead, he did the opposite, and defended the town. Give him a chance to prove himself. You'll see for yourself.
I'll believe it when I see it. What happened when von Bergov hauled you off after the Nabokov battle?
It was a dreadful journey. Jesus, don't even remind me. It was a bit better in Malishov. Apart from being locked up, of course.
Did anything happen along the way?
No, but it took ages to get to Malishov. 4 or 5 days in that god-awful cart. I was traveling with von Owlet's minions. They hauled me in one of the wagons. They treated my wounds a bit, but I was still in a really bad way. After that battle and all.
What did they do with you in Malishov?
Nothing much, actually. They took care of my wounds, and then stuck me in a room with Brabant. But they treated me decently, as befits a noble. Von Bergov came asking questions a couple of times, but that was about it. Only I almost went mad from being cramped in that damned room. It's a good thing you got me out of there.
What was the problem with the room?
That I couldn't get out of there. You saw yourself when you came for me, didn't you? I was... It's just that since Nabokov, when they shot the tower right down on my head and I was stuck there. Well, since then,
why would I question
I don't feel well in cramped spaces. Actually, I never did. I always preferred to be outdoors. But since Nabokov, it's worse than ever. I had a feeling the roof would fall on my head again and I'd be buried alive.
I understand. It's a bit awkward for you that the nobility lives in castles.
That's a fact. Once I get my hands on my estates, I'll build a new castle that only has huge rooms and lots of spacious courtyards. And above all, no secret passages.
Great. I'm really looking forward to this new castle of yours.
You can be the castellan or something. Don't worry, I won't forget you. I'll even have a forge built so you feel right at home.
They didn't let you out at all? But you were in that room for ages.
No. They let us walk around the fortress a bit. We even went out for a ride twice, but they watched us like hawks. Not a chance of escape. But most of the time we were in that room. Like I say, I'm really glad you got me out of that hole.
What did von Burgov want from you?
Just the usual courtesies. The captivity of nobles has to observe certain formalities, you know? It's not like they could just throw you in some hole. They behaved fairly respectfully, but of course he was fishing for information about Radzig and Hanush and especially Jobst. What they're planning, how many men they have on the field, who else they're negotiating with and that.
And what did you tell him?
Nothing that he didn't already know. I played as dumb as the village idiot. I only told him they sent us with that message and discussed the rest when we were gone.
And did he swallow it?
I think he suspected I was bluffing a bit. And then he tried to loosen my tongue by letting me go hungry for a while. But he soon gave up when he saw he was getting nothing more from me.
My word. Nice work keeping him at bay. But the main thing is, you're alive and kicking. And back with us.
Indeed. Henry, my most faithful friend.
Uh-oh.
It's just that,
That sounds a bit too friendly for my liking.
The last 5 minutes.
You need something, don't you?
Me? Never. But you do. You need to relax a bit. Let your hair down. So it occurred to me, you might like to go hunting with me.
Poaching, you mean?
Poaching's what commoners do, not me. Come on. We promised Zizka we'd find some meat for the mercenaries, didn't we?
Hold on. You're the one that promised Zizka you'd go hunting, not me.
Except you're my page. So my promise is your promise. Don't make me beg. Sigismund's camp isn't going anywhere, is it?
What if we get caught?
Then Lord Capon of Perkstein will explain to them that he and his page are hunting on the local lord's land. Don't be such a scaredy cat. Listen, I found this great spot in the forest near Bohunjevitz, an abandoned hunter's camp. I thought you might like to come with me, have a drink, chat, and do some hunting. What's more, it's on the way to Sigismund's camp.
Let's go then.
Great. Saddle your horse and get ready. I can smell the game from here.
Okay. I'm not much of a hunter.
Good day, and with you.
Matt. Why won't you listen to me, Matt? Oh, wait. Oh. It's my horse. Slow.
What? What? Damn it. I thought something was going on.
Go, following.
Well, look at me. Over here like a fool.
What he said? I got my directions all wrong. Did he say this is on the way to Sigismund's camp? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't feel like it. Oh, it is. For some reason I keep picturing the Devil's Den down here. Fucking, that's unless we went there. Like, yeah, I'm always picturing Devil's Den here.
Oh,
Okay.
can you smell that? Freedom!
I smell a big roe deer. Maybe even a stag.
How about a wager on who kills more game?
I'd rather not. You know how it ends up when we make bets.
If you're talking about the cock-up at the pond.
No, I meant that bet back in Ratai. When we made a bet to see who could bag more hares, remember?
Of course I do. I won.
Yeah, in your dreams. I bagged twice as many hares as you, but I was talking about the humans who caught you and tied you to a tree.
Aye. That's something I'd rather forget. It wouldn't happen to us now, though. We're far too experienced. It's not long ago we were brawling in a tavern, and now look at us. It's amazing how much we've been through together.
Aye, right. We were nearly killed at the pond. We got into a fight at a wedding. A tower collapsed on us.
But we've also met some good people and fought for a good cause. Don't forget.
When we tell our story back at home.
The girls will be throwing themselves at us.
Don't you think you should take a break from the lasses? Remember how it turns out. A jealous husband nearly drowned you once.
Bloody arson balls.
Yeah, and after that, there was the hacked-off butcher.
You mean when I was courting Carolina? That was your fault. You were feeding me the wrong verses.
Oh, sorry about that. But I hope you won't be so busy with wenches you forget your old mates.
No chance of that. The world's full of pretty wenches. But a good friend. Once you find one, you have to hold on to him. You remember what I told you before the Cumans caught me, don't you?
Something about minions, wasn't it? It's always helpful to have a minion at hand.
That's right. And I'd say you're a lot more than just my minion these days. But that's enough chat. It's still a fair way to the camp. How about we go a bit faster?
Let's go.
Fucking bird just randomly starts fucking whistling out of nowhere. What are we doing, hunting? Actually, improved hunting arrow. Black arrow. Okay, well they're the best. That's what I've got. Oh, we got a follow option.
Wait, can you hear that? There are people in the camp.
What?
Bloody hell. Soldiers. Sigismund's men, judging by the colours. Shit, and there's a dead body. You see that? There are soldiers there. Sigismund's men, judging by their colours.
And who's that?
We just
over there by the tree.
Nobody now, I'm afraid. Probably some poor fellow who just stumbled across the bastards.
What are we gonna do?
We came here to hunt. So let's hunt.
Are you sure? There's quite a lot of them. I'd rather not end up tied to a tree like you did in Rattay that time.
Come on. We can handle this motley bunch.
Oh, eeny, meeny, miny, fucking what to do. Do it in my head nice and quiet. Talk to him. Ah, fuck. So I'm thinking, let's just go get him. Then I don't know how many there are.
All right. Let's get them.
That's my boy. What are you waiting for, numbskull?
Show what you're made of!
He's done for!
You won't get me! You'll die for that, you bastard! Death for a death!
This doesn't look good. What now?
Getting money, that's what's happening now. Fuck, that's not nice.
We should discuss what to do now.
Yeah, okay.
And that's that.
Shouldn't we tell Zizka about what happened here?
Why? There's not much to tell, really.
Don't you want to boast about your heroic deeds?
Come on. You call this a heroic deed?
Wiping out a band of Sigismund's soldiers. If not long ago, I wouldn't have believed we had it in us.
You see? And today it's just another run-of-the-mill afternoon.
And what about the dead bodies?
Well, I suppose we should bury them, eh? They may have been bastards, but we shouldn't leave them to the wolves.
What now? Make camp and go hunting?
I don't know. I seem to have lost my mood for it. But we promised to bring some meat, didn't we?
Well, these fellas were just skinning a doe. That should do it.
All right. Let's cut it up and take it back to Devil's Den. We'll go together, right?
Of course.
All right. You take care of the doe. I'll start digging a grave.
Well, so much for the it's on the way to Sigismund's camp, because it was actually past Sigismund's camp. Then we've come all the way back anyway. So that was pointless. Am I supposed to be following Hans? Get out of the way, Frenchman. What's going on? Oh, okay. I'm up to this bit, meeting Catherine in the camp. I haven't been there yet. Interesting stuff. I've got a whole bunch of things to do in there. Go down there and finish this off. Try and steal all that shit. Back at Gutenberg. That's all in the camp. Camp. Oh, that's right. Couldn't fucking find that. This is in Gutenberg, wasn't it? Oh, well, it's in the fucking camp. Another one in the camp. Okay, once we get in here. Oh, heaps of fucking shit to do. Civic duty, I'm not doing that yet. Where is this one? Oh, that's right, I fucking had that thing. And the cops got me and took it off me. I remember remember that now. Old Thieves Hideout. Interesting, I don't remember that one. Look at those fucking things are in the city. Oh! That murder mystery's gone. So that did completely just delete that fucking whole quest line. Okay. Garden of Eden. What the fuck? So I probably should do a whole bunch of things. Before I go there, I should fucking do a whole bunch of this other shit first, so I think the next order of business probably we'll just go from the top down maybe, or from the bottom up. Probably start at the bottom up. Next time I get on, I gotta do this shit. Sacred nail hidden in the rafters of the house in the check quarter. So I've got to get a sacred nail hidden in the rafters of that fucking house. Tailor at the horse market has a horseshoe hanging over his door for good luck. I'm gonna steal that. In the tavern opposite the town hall there's supposed to be a commemorative coin hidden in the building's foundation. I have to find it and take it without being noticed. Which one was that? Let's see. Right, okay. Next time I get on, look at getting this done. Then we'll go try and find that. Then I'll go back and get that and try not to get it stolen off myself again. I'm not going to do that. I'm interested. I'm not sure. See how that goes. I might like do more stuff with them first. And that's in the thing. So there we go. Next time I get on, warding off evil, thieves code. Yakkers and flash. Or fash. Yakkers and fash. We'll get those done. Then these ones. Then I'll go in the camp. I've just got to remember all that shit.
Coming right up.
So for now, well, go through and pretty much actually. How long have I been going for? Long enough. I'll probably stop the stream and then I'll fuck around with all this shit. So next time I get on, might have updated me fucking armor or something. I'll go through and patch it all up and see what's best and see if there's anything better than what I'm actually using right now and update me shit. Alright, that's the plan.